Drake's career is over. Here's why.
We just texted each other the other day and he was like, I miss you so much. And I was like, I miss you more.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. Let's talk about Drake, okay? He's one of the biggest stars in the world today, regardless of the media, but his hot-headed temper and his ability not to control his emotions are starting to ruin his image. Be sure to like the video and comment the keyword to win the giveaway. Number 6, he's branching out.
Alright, so that gotta make it happen right there. That's the man.
Now, to be clear, I'm not just meaning branching out into the business world like many other rappers like Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, Kanye West, and Diddy have done in the past. I'm talking about more along the lines of he's trying to shake up his own musical style and make something a bit different. Last year, he did a collaboration with Latin star Bad Bunny, and Drake sang entirely in Spanish. And yeah, it was good. And if you listen to certain bits of his music over the last year or so, you'll hear parts that sound like rap, but also parts that sound like other genres. So it's possible that his career in rap may be wearing on him. Or like many before him in the music world, he wants something fresh and new. And so in his mind, that means doing other genres. This isn't unprecedented in any way, but major music legend Taylor Swift went from country music, where she earned millions and got tons of awards, to pop music because she wanted some more freedom with her music. Maybe Drake could do the same. Go to pop music, and not country, though Lil Nas X did prove you can do that. Anyway, Drake is definitely a guy who seeks to do more than just being a regular rapper. He's proven that time and time again, so if he wants to leave rap, it'll be hard to blame him for doing so. Number 5, he's already unconventional in his approach.
Who doesn't love Drake?
Yeah, you know, a lot of people love Drake, because Drake just broke another major record, everybody. Yes.
Another thing that Drake has going for him is that he's the kind of guy to break the tradition in the right way if it helps him with his music. For example, it would be rare for you to find a rapper that is so into streaming music like Drake is. Drake has gone far and beyond as to release entire soundtracks digitally instead of having physical copies, which is something that sets the internet on fire, metaphorically speaking, obviously. If you don't believe me, look at what he just recently did at the beginning of August of 2019. Knowing that he had a lot of songs that never made it to the streaming side of the world, which is basically a big market in the music industry, he went and made Care Package. He took basically every non-digitally released song, B-track, lead song, YouTube-only video, and etc., and put it together and put it out on the internet for people to download and enjoy. You'll find rare tracks from him like Paris Morning Music, Draft Day, Jodeci Freestyle, and freestyles like 4 p.m. in Calabasas and 5 a.m. in Toronto. In many ways, this is groundbreaking, which is why Drake likes to do this. He likes to break the mold and be an example of what the mold itself needs to be. So why not release a care package like this? And more importantly, why not go and leave rap if you feel the time is right? What's the point of keep on going on if you don't feel like it's doing anything for you? Isn't it enough that you've done everything a musician could ever hope to achieve? What is there left to achieve for Drake? Exactly. So while it may be unconventional for Drake to leave at what many consider the height of his power, Drake is an unconventional guy. So would it be too out of character for him to do that? Number 4, he's already lived a good life thanks to rap.
Of all gold OVO Air Jordans, many weren't shocked, but the price had fans in awe.
Let's be honest here, a lot of rappers don't come from great homes and childhoods, whether it be through circumstances of being put away, substances, or other things. Life doesn't go well for them until they get into the rap field. For Drake, that's definitely the case. But it's also true that the other half of the stigma came through too, because he's one of the biggest singers in the world. But at one time, he was just a little kid in Toronto, Canada. And early in his life, his father left him and his mother to pursue his own music career. Drake's mother worked hard, but they could barely afford to live, and so they had to go to a really small apartment just to get by. Drake's first break wasn't in music, but actually in television with Degrassi, The Next Generation. But he wasn't even sure he wanted to be in it, but the money would help his mother, so he joined up. He became one of the key characters and went on for 145 episodes in the series until his character graduated. It should also be noted that in the music video for I'm Upset, he went and did a reunion with his Degrassi peers. After being inspired by many guys like Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, he would later go on to try his hands at rap. He made his own mixtapes, made music videos, and much, much more. Eventually, he would go and sign with Lil Wayne's Young Money Records, but it was also noted at the time that he was actually trying to have a bidding war for his talents due to his musical ability and minor fame at the time. Once he got his flow going, the hits, the albums, and the awards and much more started to flow in. So after about 10 years later, to where we are right now, he went from a hotshot making his name to a guy whose name is on everybody's lips in regards to music. And to say it again, how much more does he need to make to be happy? He's already happy now. He has just about everything he could ever want and more, so why not end it before things turn like they normally do, sadly for most rappers. After all, Drake does have a dark side whether people want to admit it or not. Number 3, he's got a temper. Look, it's rarely ever fun to talk about the dark side of a person in a video like this, and we get it, but many careers have been tainted, ruined, or worse because of the dark side of a person coming out and causing a big mess. When it comes to Drake, he's got to temper some note. So let me guess, you want proof here? If we're not just spewing things? Well, sadly, you honestly don't even have to go that very far to get proof. Let's start with his most famous one. Drake is a very complicated man when it comes to his love life, but he has openly admitted many times that he loves Rihanna. Well, her most infamous relationship was over her being with Chris Brown, who wasn't kind to her in any way, shape, or form when you get right down to it. Anyway, after a big separation that spilled over all over the news, Drake dated her, and Chris Brown tried to play it off coolly by talking to Drake at a nightclub saying that there were no hard feelings. You can see where this is going, right? Alright, good. Because as you likely can guess, Drake didn't want to hear it. He said some not so nice things about Brown pushed him, Drake pushed back, and the situation was made far worse. Though details are somewhat sketchy about how intense it actually got, the point is, it happened. And it made it to a lot of news sites, and it was so famous that after it was all over and done, they did a parody of the fight during the Epsteins. A one-time affair, you say? Not so much. Another time at another nightclub, his crew was insulted, and he went after the people at fault. After being taken out of the nightclub, he threw thousands of dollars at the bouncer in order to let him back in, because he wanted the people who were in there talking smack. Objectively, loyalty for your crew is a good thing, but flying off the handle like that, yeah, that doesn't really help you at all. Oh, but it doesn't end there. Last year during his time watching the Raptors, they had a match against the Washington Wizards, and when they did, he got into a shouting match with a player, Kendrick Perkins. The shouting match got so intense that he had to be separated from him by both teams. And then he went and followed him back into the locker room area to talk some more smack. Another recent incident actually involved his security forces. Drake personally didn't get involved in this one, but he was sued nonetheless because of his forces actually hurting a guy for getting too close to them and various other things. He'll get off for the right reasons, but it does seem like the issues seem to follow him around. So as you can see, Drake is never afraid to defend himself, and that's fine to an extent. But the truth is, he has a hard time controlling that temper when the circumstances are right, and that gets him into a lot of trouble. And while he himself hasn't been fully detained or put in jail for his temper just yet, it may only be a matter of time. Yeah, I know there might be some grim thinking, but it's the truth. What if he messes with the wrong person? He could be charged. Something that fellow rapper Cardi B can tell him about. She lost her temper at a nightclub last year after going for a woman who she felt had an affair with her husband. And now she's facing jail time if a court ruling doesn't go her way. And when you add it all up, maybe Drake should take some anger management classes. Number 2, he has an illegitimate son.
I knew something was gonna come up about my kid. They had to add like the deadbeat thing to make it more appealing, which is fine. I understand it.
The rapper lifestyle is not for everyone, because if you're popular enough and you're willing enough, everyone wants a piece of you. Many rappers have gotten into trouble for not holding back their more basic impulses, and Drake sadly is on that list, because as it was revealed last year from a not so good source, he has a son. Ironically enough, Drake spent the first half of 2018 denying that he had a son, even singing about it in some of his songs to further prove his feelings on the matter. What's more, when Kanye West hinted that Drake had an illegitimate son in one of his songs, Drake went on a warpath about it and did his best to discredit the rumors. But now he's come out with the truth. He does indeed have a son called Adonis Graham, and he had said child with an adult film star named Sophie Brussings. So yeah, it's real, it's very real. This is a big blow to Drake even after all these months of the kid being revealed to the world at large, and not the least of which is that Drake himself has sung multiple times that he would never sleep with a woman if he didn't want to sire a child with her. And yet when Sophie came out and said that she was pregnant with his child, he outright denied it. And now he's backpedaling hard in order to come off as a better man, even doing interviews solely about this development. I'm a single father learning to communicate with a woman who, you know, we've had our moments. I do want to be able to explain to my son what happened, but I don't have a desire for him to not love his mother, or I don't ever want the world to be angry at his mother. We have found ourselves in a situation and we are both equally responsible. Claiming responsibility for his actions is good, but whether he truly means it or not is a bit of a tricky subject. There's no doubt that he has no ill feelings for the boy himself. That's not Drake's character. And he claims to have unconditional love for Sophie, but that may not exactly be the case, which is proven by the fact that after all of this time that they're not back together. There's no indication of that even happening, because by his own admission, the thing that he feared most about this whole situation was telling his mother what he had done. I think I was more scared to tell my mom because my mom has had real relationships with women in my life over the course of my years, that I'm sure she would expect to be elated if I have gotten one of those women pregnant. It was tough for me to tell her it was someone that she had never met. So right there, he admits the shame for what he had done. Drake's life has pretty much been an open book, and one of the many pages of that book was about his mother and father, how they divorced when Drake was very young, and how his dad left him and his mother and went on to the States to start a music career for himself, and how he got arrested and spent much of Drake's early life in prison instead of with him. Drake's fought hard to not be that kind of man, and yet, here we are. He's got an illegitimate son, and a lover as his mother that he's not really sure what to do with. Despite this though, many have noted that Drake will take good care of Adonis. Drake is actually the opposite of a deadbeat dad. In fact, he's been financially supporting Brusix before and after her pregnancy. All told, it may be possible that the reason Drake is going to leave rap is so that he can be the dad to Adonis that his father wasn't to him. It would certainly be a noble end to his career, even if it's a little abrupt. And while it's true he could do both, his music career takes a lot of time from him. And if he wants to be the father he claims he wants to be, he'll want to do nothing more than be there for his son at all times. Number 1. He's got Toronto.
He's our Jack Nicholson. You can go all over the world and they'll know who Drake is.
Despite everything he's got going in his life right now, there's something that is constant in his life. Something that he knows he can return to and love. Toronto. Sure, his early life there wasn't the best, but the love of Toronto has never died from Drake. Despite everything he went through, he loves it and calls it home. What's more, he's an icon in Toronto in the best way possible. He holds concerts there, he has a music brand there that helps a lot of kids get off the street and into the studios. He owns many businesses that help and gentrify the area too. And yeah, he's so famous that you could argue that Toronto has never been more popular since the time when his fame came forward. So you may be thinking, what about retirement? Well, simple. With all that he's doing in Toronto, he could do even more for the city if he dedicates his time to it. His full time, I mean. Imagine all the good he could do with his OVO brand, or the business he could buy and run, and the building up of the city he can do. Plus, with a certain departure, the Toronto Raptors need him now more than ever, despite just winning the NBA Finals. So yeah, Drake is a guy who's beloved by his hometown, and if rap music isn't filling for him, he's already got a few life goals waiting for him, making Toronto the best it can be. What a better reason to retire than something noble like that. And so there you have it, everyone. A look at why Drake's career might be done and might be over sooner than you think. But is it really over? Will Drake go either in a new direction or leave music entirely? Or will he double down on his career and keep it going? Let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe and I'll see you next time on King Trending. A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.